Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new Side Dish After Dark video. Today's video is going to be about the current issues I'm having with YouTube creator support, and just how I haven't been able to make money in over a week for the stupidest reasons possible. And it mainly comes down to the real reason I'm upset, which is the sheer lack of transparency that comes from YouTube and the same bot-like generic answers the 6 YouTube reps I've talked to have given me. So let's get right into it. Okay, now for some context. Basically, when you're applying to YouTube Partner Program, on your Earn page, you are going to see Step 1, Step 2, and Step 3. As you can see, my Step 1 and 3 is already done, and that's because I'm already in the Partner Program. Step 2 is the thing we are going to be looking at. YouTube forces you to do all these in order, because that's kind of how this works. But Step 1, just review the terms. Takes you like 5 minutes. Step 2 is the AdSense for YouTube. Now, let me give you some more information about that. So basically, AdSense for YouTube is how YouTube, aka Google, pays you for the ads people are viewing on your account. People donate to you. Someone buys a membership. All that kind of stuff goes through YouTube AdSense. Now, you do all this stuff. There's a threshold. Blah 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 blah. Here's another important information. Now, this is on the how to earn money on YouTube, right? So you have channel memberships, 500 subs, 300,000 public watch hours, blah, 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 shopping stuff, super chat, all this. Ad revenue, here's the important one. Here's the requirement. You must be at least 18 years old or have a legal guardian older than 18 years old of age who can handle your payments via AdSense for YouTube. Right. Here's the catch. You can still create an AdSense account on your Google account, even if you're under 18. It's just you will run into errors, might have your account terminated, all this stuff if you have to verify your identity and it comes out to, well, you're under 18. So this is what we did. My mother created an AdSense account that is under her name, under her Google account, and that we set up to be that legal guardian who can handle your payments via AdSense. However, I recently turned 18 on May 26th. Yippee. So I reactivated my deactivated AdSense account because I didn't want to have any issues whatsoever. And I then changed my AdSense account under my YouTube channel. And this is where the issues start. So if we go to the change your linked AdSense account, right? This is what you're going to see. If you're already in the YouTube Partner Program, you can change your AdSense account. And you have to maintain an active AdSense account to keep yourself in the YouTube Partner Program. And you can change your AdSense account every 32 days. Right. So ignoring the steps like freaking 1 through 4, because they're not important. Well, actually, yeah, they're not important for this. Step 5 is an important one. So you either have an existing AdSense account or a new account. Now, if you already have an account, you just need to sign in with it and, it links and whatever. But if you need a new one, you can only have one per user. And you do that one through YouTube Studio right here. You can't see it because I already had one and mine's pending. So, then you'll notice that you're done setting up as an YouTube, blah, 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 blah. It could take up to 24 hours for a system to reflect the association after you link your AdSense for YouTube account to your YouTube channel. Now, again, up to 24 hours. Now, that's where we're here. So this is my AdSense for YouTube. You see it shows up. And on here, it shows up. Okay, so it's linked that 24-hour period. We're good to go. Now, here's the note at the bottom, the great fine print. That's really fucking annoying. Associating to another existing AdSense account or AdSense for YouTube account typically takes a few minutes. Okay, we can check that off. This took like 5 minutes. Great. Then we look. Creating a new AdSense for YouTube account usually takes several days for approval and association, but can sometimes take 2 to 3 weeks. Monetization begins once the association is complete. So now we get to the lack of transparency part, because let me show you. So this line here basically is paraphrased right here on Studio. Here is where the issue comes in. Let's go back to my AdSense page. This is where that actual review part is taking place. We're reviewing your info. Reviews usually take less than a day, but in some cases can take a bit longer. You can check your account status in YouTube Studio. Back to YouTube Studio. See what I mean? See the issue? Now, here's my other bigger issue. Today's day 7 of me not having monetization. And the first time we did this with my mom's AdSense account took like less than a day. It took about half a day, probably around half a day. And then I woke up the next day after submitting step 3, and I was in the partner program. Yip-de-doo. Very, very nice. The weird thing, though, is you'll notice the memberships page is still here, which is really weird. Now, when you're fully monetized, there's stuff for ad revenue. This overview is very much so different. It shows you how much money you've about made in the month. And, there's also a thing for super chat and super stickers. But as you can see, none of that is there. Memberships is the only thing there. And I'm assuming the reason why is because, well, if you're uploading member-only content, you just happen to be changing kind of how you get paid. It's kind of really stupid that then everyone else loses access to that, especially if you're a much bigger channel. But all of your ad revenue gets paused. Now, imagine if you're not me, who doesn't rely off of their YouTube channel to, make ends meet and put food on their table, but instead you're someone who is paying multiple employees and whatnot. But like, you see how that's kind of an issue. Now, you'd kind of be saying, you'd be acknowledging that, well, it can take 2 to 3 weeks. And it says that, up here too, right? But that's just kind of misinformation, because the one that you really should be going off of is what AdSense itself says, because that's the thing that needs to get approved is AdSense. AdSense says reviews usually take less than a day, but in some cases it can take a bit longer. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I would classify a bit longer as probably less than a week. So, yeah. But originally it said, it takes less than, about 24 hours to have the systems reflect that information. So on like day 2 of this, I contacted YouTube support and said, hey, I changed my AdSense account. It says it's still being reviewed. It says it's, it's only supposed to take less than a day to have the reflection put up. And it seems like the system might be taking a bit long. So I wanted to see if there was kind of an error. And that's where we get to this here, transcripts. I'll show you all that in a minute. But just know it is not waiting for the system to update. Okay, before we look at the first transcript, I gave you guys one more bit of context, which is that this thing, the chat with YouTube creator support button. Now, as of right now, it is an AI that will just try its very hardest to give you the best answer. However, if I ask it to let me talk to a real person, it will put me in a queue to be able to talk to a real person. Here's the thing. That queue is very short. It's very useful, actually, how short the queue is. I like in with someone. I'm usually the first one in the queue, and it's like I'm in a minute. This is exclusive to the YouTube partner program. You have to be in the partner program, or this will not show up. Doesn't matter if you're pending, not in it, it won't show up. Only if you're in the partner program. There's a reason for this. Don't worry, I will get there. So let's look at the first transcript. So with this first transcript, you have to understand I'm under the impression that I'm waiting for the system to reflect the changes, and for some reason it's taking too long. So that's your context here. So this is Cloud. So talking to Cloud, I said basically I switched my YouTube AdSense account to an already created one, and I understand the system can take up to 24 hours to reflect the new ad account. However, it's been roughly 2 days now. It's still unassociated. I'm now concerned as I cannot monetize. I spelled that wrong. While I wait. Now these guys are. You just got to treat them with the utmost respect, because, treat people the way you want to be treated. That's first of all. Second of all, any issue you're having is 99% of the time not their fault. And if they can't fix it because they just don't have the tool to do so, okay, well, then you're going to have to wait or figure out a solution, right? So I always believe it's not their fault. Treat them with respect, and they will be very much so willing to help you with your issue. So the one thing I really do hate about YouTube creator support is that they go off a script. And I would much rather they just talk to me like a damn human being, and just in some way, somehow possible, because they genuinely sound like they're fucking ChatGPT. So they say, thanks for sharing your concern. And they say, thanks for reaching out. I understand you need help with AdSense account status. I know how important this is to you. Rest assured, I'll be here to help. Now, Here they go again saying, "No, I'm important this view. I can still understand how I feel right now. I can do my best to assist you further. Let me check on it for you." And he asked me if I'm still here again. Just look at the timestamps and whatnot. I said, "Better help concern. I'll go ahead and check this matter further on my end. Is it okay with the chat on hold for 3 to 5 minutes while I look into this?" Obviously, I say that's fine because please take your time. I'm not going to rush you. I have no reason to. It's your job. Take all the time you need. Comes back and he says, "Your account is currently being associated. The approval and association process usually takes several days, but in some cases, it can take 2 to 3 weeks. I wonder where I've seen that before." Anyways, he says, "Keep in mind, delays are possible due to higher than usual application volume, system issues, and resource limitations." Now, remember what I said about this chat feature being exclusive to the YouTube partner program and how if you're not in the partner program, you literally can't be having this conversation? Great. Good thing you remember that because this man hits me with a all YouTube partner program applications are serviced in the order they're received by us. Sometimes channels require multiple reviews, especially when several reviewers disagree on your channel's suitability for the YouTube partner program. This may increase the time required for a decision to be made. And I lost it. I'm like, what? How the hell would we be having this conversation right now if I'm not in the partner program? I said, "I understand that. However, I'm already in the YouTube partner program, and all I've done is simply change the AdSense account that my channel is using. I was using one supervised by a parent, and now that I'm 18, I switched it to a personal AdSense account." This guy hits me with this link, and that's why I really lost it. Because I'm like, there's no way this guy went double down on this. I'm not in the partner program thing, and I need help with the partner program. I fucking lost it, and so this is what I hit him with. I said, "I understand." Right here, I said, "Okay, but how are we talking right now in the YouTube chat features only for channels in the YouTube partner program?" And he says, "Yes, I understand that, but we really cannot expedite the process." That's not the issue, because now the issue is you think I'm applying for the YouTube partner program. No, all I did was change my AdSense account. And then he hits me with the, "Your AdSense account will still be reviewed. I hope you understand." I said, "Yeah, I understand. It's just annoying because when I first did the AdSense account, it only took about 6 hours. Well, this time it's taking more than 2 days." He said, "Please just kindly be patient at the moment. It really take really take time." I said, "All right, I can just wait then. Thank you for understanding. Those things can't be easy, but I just want to thank you for doing your best. Even when it's hard." I was like, "No, that's all. Thank you for help. Have a great rest of your day." Again, they're going to hit me with so I don't get pissed at them. "Thank you for being a valued partner. It's a pleasure to assist you, blah, blah, blah." Again, not his fault. However, I do blame him on the confusion because at no point did I mention anything about applying to the YouTube partner program, and especially because I corrected him, and then he sent me that link. So that was pretty funny. Now, let's move on to the second one. Again, we've cleared up this whole it's not just waiting to update thing. So here we have a long-ass conversation that I wrote out myself about exactly what happened. Just note in the future we don't do that anymore. Then thanks for you understanding I have an issue with your AdSense account. I can imagine the importance of having this concern addressed, and I can definitely check this out for you. They asked me for my AdSense publisher ID. I'm going to blur it because I don't know if this is able to be public information or not. I'm going to assume it is not, and yeah. So there's that. To help you better concern, I'll go ahead and check this matter further on my end. Noticing a pattern yet, guys? Is it okay if I place the chat on hold for 3 to 5 minutes while I look at this? I said, "That's probably fine. Take all the time you need." They hit me with, "Are you still here?" They said, "Thanks for running. I still need another 5 minutes to check this further." I said, "Yep, that's fine. Take your time. Whatever." And then upon checking, I can see that your request is still under review. To help plan your next exciting steps, just a quick look on how the time works. If you are connecting your channel to an existing ads account, it typically takes just a few months to wrap up. Okay, we can confirm that. It is connected like this and like this. Okay, we can confirm that's the case. If you're creating a brand new ads account, the review takes a few days, though it can sometimes take between 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the system checks. Please don't worry at all during the time. The moment everything is saved, you linked your monetization will make again. You're close to the finish line. He said, "Yeah, I understand, but I'm just concerned as why it's still in review. It's supposed to take less than 24 hours, now it's been 3 days." He said, "You can help Center to learn more information about it." Now, this is great. I'm actually so happy because she actually linked it to the right article, which is change your linked AdSense account because she knows I'm already in the partner program and we've established this. Great. So please note that the review and approval process typically takes a few days. This information is kind of more important. All right. Although it can occasionally extend to 2 or 3 weeks, so is system verification. Please don't worry. This is normal. I said, "So I really do have to wait. It's quite annoying. Or it was probably 3 days. It's more annoying as the first account only took 6 hours. So I clearly understand where you're coming from, blah, blah, blah." They don't have a way to to expedite the process. And so, you know, we have a conversation. Now, I've basically contacted them once per day now, usually in the afternoon. Give it a day just to make sure nothing's wrong, and maybe I'll get a better answer. So this time, I used ChatGPT because I was tired of writing this out. And I know I only did it once, but like, fuck it, I don't care. So it says, sorry to hear that your ads account is still under review. I know how important this is to you. No worries. Let me check this for you. Again, fucking robots over here. Again, not their fault. I know they're told to read the script, but I just wish they talked to me like a person. To better help you with this concern, I'll go ahead and check them out further on mine. It's okay, but the channel holds 5 minutes. Like this, I can take all the time you need. Blah blah blah. And I can see. Now again, I don't give them my YouTube channel link. I don't give them the publisher ID. They're just able to grab it themselves, so they have access to that kind of stuff. And then they see that I did in fact change my AdSense account. They're able to get my publisher ID. They say when I changed it. Great. This is fantastic. As I understand, you're worried that since it's been 4 days and still no progress on it. I totally understand how you feel. The review process can take up to several days, however, in some cases, 2 to 4 weeks. I know. So I only ask for your patience while the review is still going on. I said, I understand. However, on Google's own website, it states that the several days or even 2 to 4 weeks only applies to an AdSense account created through YouTube Studio, and that AdSense accounts created through AdSense directly usually take less than a day. This is why I'm concerned, as the first time we did this the same way, it only took around 6 hours to be reviewed and approved. Probably the same regardless. If this has been created a long time ago, I probably think it may cause you. I said, as I just don't understand why it's taking to me this long. I lose motivation to make videos. I'm not earning any revenue from it. He said, this is to make sure your account is good to go. That is why thorough investigation needs so we can avoid issues in the future. I then say, is there anything you can do, like getting my review escalated? He said they don't have an option to do this. Now, here is, my thing is like, it's just like, this makes this somewhat. Okay, look, it taking more than a day, I can kind of get, especially in the second time around, because my channel's already making money and whatnot. But like, it's still kind of annoying. They still give me this generic like timeline, and it's just so solid and non-transparent. So they then say, the review process is done by the AdSense team. Now this puts me under the impression that now a person is reviewing it. No, that's not the case. It probably does in like batches and whatnot, but it's not done by a person. I'm convinced. So don't forget to smile. They're always very nice about it. They deserve our respect. Now, this is the more important one. This was on May 31st. Now, I believe I waited a day. Yeah, I waited a day. I didn't do it for 1 day just to give it a chance. So I have 1 day of clearing it through because I've bothered them 3 times now. So this is attempt number 4. So again, ChatGPT it, all that. It's been under review for 6 days now. Pre-support, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, whatever. ChatGPT stuff. I know how important this is. Blah blah blah. Then they ask for my channel link. 3 to 5 minutes. Nonsense. This is my channel ID. I can confirm that. It's still in progress or under review. Pre-loan association takes several days, but in some cases take 2 to 3 weeks. We'll email you when your account is approved. We're asking for your patience on this to wait. For the meantime, there's no issue, but this is how it works in the standard process. I said, yes, I've been told this multiple times. However, it's supposed to actually take less than a day. AdSense says it. Google says on the page about January 2000. I've been waiting 6 days. It's starting to get really annoying. I wonder, is there any information you can about this? Because I believe something might have happened that have caused it to take this long. Perhaps it might be stuck. They confirm that they were able to see when this happened. They then repeat the few days to 2 to 3 weeks thing, and that they're going to email me and that I should be patient. And I said, is there a specific reason my issue can't be escalated due to it being far past the, and then I quote YouTube's own thing. It could take up to 24 hours for a system, but fuck the association after you link your ads and using out time frame. I said, here's a recap of the resolution provided earlier. It looks like you update your AdSense account, blah, 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 blah. Right? Again, my issue is that they keep telling me this 2 to 3 weeks thing. I understand, but AdSense itself says less than a day. And we're talking about the review, right? The review has to be approved, right? Well, what the fuck is taking so damn long, right? Because my issue is I want to know why. Because if it's done by a system, what the hell is the reason for it to take so long? because I highly doubt a real person is going to be reviewing, because if that is the case, we're going to be here a very long time, right? So they then said, I understand your frustration that we could thoroughly investigate your request and there's nothing more I can add. Would it be helpful I transfer your concern to who can take a second look? They will get back to you. Let's say blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I was hoping that this person, who Heaven over here, who is supervisor, wouldn't talk like a robot, but yeah, she does. Same bullshit. Whatever. Now, this was yesterday. Okay. Because we're not at the 1 week mark. Right. So ChatGPT hits me up again. So they asked for my channel ID, then I asked for my publisher ID, blah, 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 3 to 5 minutes. This is the same shit, we understand. And here we go. It's still under review. The approval process typically takes a few days, but sometimes take 2 or 3 weeks, blah, blah, blah. From the time that you linked your channel, the review will take 2 to 3 weeks, regardless if there's a new AdSense account or an existing AdSense account. And this is where I start to get pretty fucking pissed. Because now it sure as hell sounds like this person has now told me, oh, no. It doesn't fucking matter what AdSense says. No. 2 to 3 weeks minimum, right? That's the impression I'm getting here. From the time you linked to your channel, the review will take 2 to 3 weeks regardless. Then why the hell would you write that it takes less than a day? What the hell is the point of that? Not to mention, it usually takes less than a day for like most people. As there's a reason for this, I'm super confused as to why I'm constantly told this 2 to 3 weeks thing when my AdSense for YouTube at this very moment says reviews take less than a day, but something's taking a bit longer. You can check your accounts. And it's like, oh yeah, well, sir, this is actually by design. See, you understand, a bit longer isn't actually like maybe at most 4 days. No. You see, a bit longer, because obviously the time frame of less than a day to a bit longer is less than a day to 2 to 3 fucking weeks. Because that obviously makes perfect sense. See, yeah, no, it doesn't. It's a bit longer. A bit is a small time frame, okay? Less than a day, or maybe a little bit longer in certain cases. I'm going to assume a bit longer is about 4, maybe 5 days. But most definitely not less than a week. And this guy is just like, nope, 2 to 3 weeks, regardless. That really ticks me off. Okay. This is a specific for a bit longer, meant when you check your AdSense review. Is there anything I can do in the meantime on my end? We are here to provide the exact information you need. There's nothing else. Please wait for 3 weeks later. So there's a reason that the first time we did this, it took less than a day, but the second time it took those 3 weeks. There's no specific reason, 2 to 3 weeks standard timeline. No, it's not. More than anything else, please know there's been a joy working with you, blah, 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 blah. And that is up to today. Now, I've been talking to ChatGPT, having it scour Reddit, and some people it's taken them a month. Most people it takes them between 6 to 8 days. So I don't fully know, but again, my issue is this lack of transparency, right? I'm fine if I have to wait 2 to 3 weeks. That's not that's annoying, but that's not my issue. My issue is I'm not being told why the first time it took less than a day. And then I got into the partner program literally overnight, which that is supposed to take about a month. But then the second time I just want to simply change my AdSense account to an already existing AdSense account because I'm 18. This bitch is like, nah, I'm going to take a week, still wait. And like, look, if I reload this right now, watch it magically work. Yeah, check. Nope. And nope. See what I mean? It's like really, really annoying simply just because it's now taken this long. And I am not okay with accepting 2 to 3 weeks when, first of all, AdSense says less than a day. And second of all, you can't provide me a reason? No. Your entire job is to help me, but you're not given the tools to give me a possible reason. Now, again, I've been talking to ChatGPT a hell of a lot. And like I said, looking and scouring through Reddit, it seems that, again, this was just for like switching to business accounts, that it takes exactly 1 week. And that there's other cases where, like, yeah, the first time it was much quicker, and then the second time around it took a little while. Again, I'm fine with having to wait a little longer It's just, I don't think it's fair for YouTube to have this, we're reviewing your info on Google AdSense saying reviews usually take less than a day, but in some cases take a bit longer. That's just not acceptable to me, like, at all. And like it just really is upsetting to me because I work hard on my YouTube videos. And although I don't entirely do YouTube fully for the money, this is a cause and effect thing. This is like kindergarten level stuff. You do something, there will be an effect to it. I make a really nice YouTube video that everyone likes, so YouTube pushes out more and I make more revenue off of it. Guess what? That makes me want to make continuous good YouTube videos, right? Like I said, I'm still recording videos. The issue is that I feel that even if I'm going to put, obviously, I'm not going to like not put any effort into these videos while I'm not being monetized. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put those videos on hold. They are sitting on my YouTube channel on private and will not be uploaded until I get my stuff back. That being said, I do have a limit to how long I'll go without uploading, and that is Friday. So today is Tuesday. So this Friday, which I believe is June 5th, that is the day I will extend this to, because that'll be like one full week of like more than a full week of not uploading, because I didn't upload last Friday either. So that's my limit, because y'all don't deserve that. And if it means that I have to upload a video without any monetization, then so be it. But if it really does get to Friday, that lines me up to being at almost 2 weeks, in which it most definitely should not take this long. It's an automated system that runs 24/7. Might I add, I have filled out the like specific information on this AdSense account that I have, so there's really no reason it should be taking this long. I understand slowdowns happen and it has an order, it has to do it. It's a computer, it's not going to just magically do it instantly. But for it to take this long on an automated system is kind of unbelievable, especially the fact that, again, it really annoyed me that AdSense just doesn't give you any information about this. There's just none. And it's just very, very upsetting as a small creator who just can't get a straight answer from YouTube support other than, well, it's going to take several days or 2 to 3 weeks, and it doesn't fucking matter what AdSense says. Like, that's basically the impression I've kind of been given. And look, I understand they have a thing they have to read off of. I understand it. And I'm trying my best to be understanding, but they say, thank you for understanding. I'm like, no, I understand what you're saying. I just don't understand why I can't be given a clear answer. And so, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask the YouTube bot. Let's ask the YouTube bot, see what it says. Or it could just not let me use creator support. Love that. There we go. All right, time to type up my message. Okay, so just give it some basic information. Telling it like, hey, I've recently changed my AdSense account. It's been over a week. AdSense itself says it's been, it's supposed to take less than a day. It's going to say working on it. It's going to say thanks for waiting, and then might take another second, or it's just going to give me the information. So I understand you're concerned about the timelines taking your AdSense account YouTube after turning 18. When your AdSense account or AdSense account YouTube, it typically takes minutes to use associated. However, it can take up to 24 hours to fully effect change. In some cases, if the account requires a new review or specific details being verified, it may take a bit longer. You receive an email once again. Since you mentioned it's been over a week, I'd like to check the current status of your payment settings. Would you like me to look into whether there are any active holds or issues with your AdSense? Yes. It's going to error, by the way. It's not able to do it. Yes. I would love for you to do that. It's going to error because it errored the last time I asked me if it wanted me to do this. Because it's going to say, oh, I was unable to grab this information for some unknown error I ran into. Give a sec. Boom. I'm sorry for the delay, but I'm currently experiencing challenges that prevents me from receiving these particular videos. While I can't see your account status right now, I can tell you that the associating existing AdSense account for YouTube typically takes minutes, but in some cases, if you create a new AdSense account instead, that process usually takes several days to approve, but continues to take it. Since it's been over a week, I recommend double checking the earn section usually to see if there's any specific errors and section. I can confirm there are no errors on the Earn tab in Studio or any other errors on the AdSense account. It currently says in progress on the earn page and says under review on the AdSense account. I would like to note that I have talked to 6 different support agents over the week who none could give me a actual answer to why it's taking so long, or I could fat finger something. So yeah, and there it is. It's gonna ask me for help, to ask them for help. Now, we can do one of two things here. I can either end the video here, or I can make more content, and that is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna contact YouTube, but first I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to make something up for me. So let's do this. Okay, so I have my message from ChatGPT, which, by the way, they don't care at all. It is ChatGPT. It is so obviously ChatGPT, but they don't care because here's the thing: ChatGPT is giving very good information, very clear information. So I'm gonna click contact us. Now I have 4 options. It is monetizing my channel content. Now watch this shit. So it's gonna wait a second, and boom, I am number 3 in the queue. So now I'm gonna wait, and it's probably not gonna take long at all because now you can see I'm already, and look at just like that I'm in the queue. So in case you need context again. So. Ooh, that is it's the same person. Well, I am doing well. How are you doing? Well, this is unfortunate because how could you not remember this issue again? But like, who gives a fuck? Well, maybe I'm just trying to clarify the misinformation I've been given because it's kind of like really annoying. By the way, like the fact that it's taking you this long to say I'm doing well as well, thank you for asking, is kind of hilarious. You all right for this? You all right for this great copy and paste? Ready for this shit? Ooh, he's taking some time to ask, what's the issue? I find it hilarious I've somehow managed to get the same person twice. All right, so we're just going to copy and paste this. I guarantee you it. Right now, he ain't reading that whole thing. They're gonna respond with, "Oh, thank you for giving us your concern. Thank you so much for presenting this concern to us." I guarantee you, this guy, again, well, hope this is the one time I wanted him to respond like a bot and not, okay, well, you contacted me yesterday about this, and basically every day throughout the week. But see, here's the thing: they kind of can't really deny me service. It's like it's kind of their job, and I'm having an issue, and it kind of needs to be resolved because, again, my main issue is the lack of transparency and the misinformation I've been given. Because the fact that I'm told here less than a day, and then these guys keep telling me 2 to 3 weeks. Pretty big difference. It's not like 1 week. It's not like, say, reviews usually take 1 week with these guys saying, well, sometimes it's actually, it's 2 to 3 weeks. No. Less than a day usually. Sometimes a bit longer. You telling me like all this, again, look at this great chat. You told me, oh my God. It's fucking hilarious. That is great. That is some great literature right there that I would love to read. But I don't need to because it's their job. Okay, so he's typing now. This is getting very, very... Yeah, thanks, shit. Like, this is getting very tiring, okay? Like, I'm a content creator. I enjoy making content. This is not the side of YouTube that everyone sees, right? Like, usually this issue kind of comes up when you're first doing this and you're not already making money. So, like, yeah, that's... I mean, I claim that's most definitely less annoying. Kind of still in review. Yeah, I know that. It tells me that. Again, please wait 2 to 3 weeks. But I shouldn't have to. I should not have to wait 2 to 3 weeks. It's unbelievable. It should not take 2 to 3 weeks. It should take maybe 4 days. It's not. I just want to know why AdSense and YouTube articles say it usually takes less than a day for already existing AdSense accounts, but then support tells me several days or even 2 to 3 weeks. I find that time frame is a very big difference, and that is why I am concerned. Look, I understand this whole 2 or 3 weeks thing, and I know that's the answer they're going to give me. However, I just really want to know why I'm being given misinformation. Because there is a right answer to this, right? I understand it definitely can take 2 to 3 weeks. But AdSense tells me a day. So what's the reason I'm being told then 2 to 3 weeks? Like that's a long time to not be making money. Like okay, like imagine you're living to make ends meet. Again, this is not an experience I have in life, but like there are people out there who are struggling every single week to make ends meet. Well, imagine if this is your income, right? Is YouTube, and you're making ends meet. Well, I had to change my AdSense account. So, oh, well, I can't put food on the table for like a month because 2 to 3 weeks, even though it says less than a day. So, it's getting kind of annoying. Also, yes, I bought a knife that is a replica from Valorant. So while we wait for this guy, I'm just going to kind of sit here and spin it around for no reason. And no, it's not sharp or anything because it's a replica, but it's pretty cool. But like, again, my main issue with this is why there's not enough transparency with this, and why on God's green earth there is so much misinformation about it. Because if I check Reddit, most of the people say, oh, it like took me about exactly a week. So for me, it's been exactly a week. Some people said, again, the time frame for when it takes this long, it seems to be 6 to 8 days. So for me, the 8-day mark would be at around 9 p.m. today. Again, their system goes off of UTC, and I'm Eastern. Therefore, 9:30 was the time around the time I changed it. Which was May 25th, but for the system was May 26th, so it allowed me to do it. You are clearly given the time on your earn tab. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but the review is done through AdSense, so yeah, that's fucking fantastic. Yeah, but the review is done through AdSense, so this one, your account is currently created. Yeah, I understand that, but then why? Yeah. I just wanted to know why AdSense's timeline is claiming to be far shorter in time length. I just want to know why. Like, no one has been able to give me an answer as to why. I understand why this is here. That's not my issue. If it really was, this was the answer, I'm fine with that. The issue is AdSense says less than a day. And this was the issue I had the first time I connected to it. Because I was like, oh, well, less than a day. Well, that's interesting because this thing says, oh, damn, 2 to 3 weeks. Like, I hate waiting for stuff. It is like such a big issue for me is waiting for stuff, especially when it's something like this, where you have 2 different time frames. Again, that's not a fucking answer. That is not an answer. All I simply did was ask you is, I want to know why. Yeah, I just want to know why AdSense. Yeah. I am fine with waiting the 2 to 3 weeks. I am just trying to understand why AdSense gives me a far different timeline compared to YouTube Studio. Like, oh my God. I'm not fine with waiting 2 to 3 weeks. This is bullshit. Okay. Like, I cannot with this. And the fact that I have no one else I can contact that will get this resolved. There's nothing I can do. This is what I have to, I can make this YouTube video for my second channel, but like, that's basically it. This is very, very annoying. It's very upsetting for me because I worked very hard on my YouTube channel, and now I'm an adult. I can truly handle every single part of my YouTube channel. I used a clear state there 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, guess what? The AdSense. Okay, I am about to fucking lose it. Do you guys see this? Are you all seeing this? Did I not clearly state my question 2 times now, asking, I just want to know why AdSense has a different timeline? And this guy has fucking told me on YouTube Studio, it clearly states 2 to 3 weeks. I said, yes, I understand that. I understand that. I understand what YouTube Studio says. I am simply, yet again, asking why AdSense's page is telling me less than a day for the review, yet YouTube Studio says 2 to 3 weeks. I just want to know why that information is so different. I just want to know that. So for the 3rd time, let's see if we can get an answer. As you can see, I am really trying my best to keep my cool with this guy. But like, you're asking me again. I am actually gonna fucking lose it. This is unbelievable. Why? Like, I am so close to crashing out on this guy. I am this close. He has to be rage baiting. This has to be rage bait. There's no way it's not. Again, this is the timeline. As his page says, could be taking longer. Yeah, but a bit longer compared to less than a day would not assume to be 2 to 3 weeks. Which is why I have an issue with the information I have been given. Like, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Like, I'm actually gonna. The fact that this man has told me to wait 2 to 3 weeks on my simple question of, I understand the 2 things have separate information. I would just like to know why that information is so different. And this motherfucker has told me 3 times, please wait 2 to 3 weeks. That's not a fucking answer to my question. If it was supposed to be 2 to 3 weeks, being the bit longer, they would write that. They would not write a bit longer. they would give you probably a more specific time frame of 4 days, 5 days, a fucking month, okay? Less than a day to 2 to 3 weeks is a completely wildly different time frame. And the fact that this guy has now told me the same fucking answers on both of our conversations is unreal. This is unbelievable. Okay? This is such a fucking problem. Okay? I understand. Genuinely, I understand it may actually take 2 to 3 weeks. I'm hoping it doesn't. My issue is the fact that why the fuck can't I just be told why? What's the reason? You need to double check your information. AdSense way does not guarantee that you will have a result on today. It's just stated there that in some cases it can take a bit longer. Okay, but even YouTube says less than a day. Somewhere it says less than a day. Like, I swear, is there a way I can just end the chat? I just want to end this on him. Can I just click this button and just end the chat? Yep, I'm done. I'm ending the challenge, guy. I am so fed up with dealing with them. Okay, their entire job is to help me. I understand. Like I said at the start of the video, I understand there's sets of information they just don't have access to. I get that. But for you, when I so clearly state that I understand, you guys claim it might take 2 to 3 weeks, but then I ask, why is there misinformation? And your answer to me is, well, the bit longer is 2 to 3 weeks. No, the fuck it isn't. No, it is not. It is not 2 to 3 weeks. That's not how time works. Okay? That's just not how that time works. Okay, you know what? Let's ask someone right now. ChatGPT right now. Wow. Dr. GPT MD states that, just like I said, a few extra hours, maybe 1 to 3 days, possibly up to a week if they're being very loose with the wording. I would not naturally interpret it a bit longer as 2 to 3 weeks at the point. Most people would say something like, it occasionally takes several weeks. In rare cases, it may take 2 to 3 weeks. The phrase a bit longer implies a modest extension beyond the normal time frame, not a time frame that is 14 to 21 times longer than your usual expectation. I'm in a pretty pissed off mood, as you can see. And I think the farther you watched into this video and you saw this new chat develop, I think you can get a more of an understanding as to why I've been so frustrated with them, especially since I asked the most simple question possible. Hey, I understand that you're claiming it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks. I understand that's what Studio says. However, my AdSense account says that the review is supposed to take less than a day, but can sometimes take a bit longer. Educated guess would assume that a bit longer is most definitely less than a week. Can you explain to me why there's such a big difference? And this motherfucker tells me, please wait 2 to 3 weeks. That's not an answer. I can't. I actually can't deal with them. It's unbelievable. I can't. I understand it's his job. I get that. I understand you have a script you have to go off of. I get that. But you asked, is there anything else I can help you with? And I give you a question and you just blatantly don't give me the answer, or just saying I don't, or just like saying, well, so I'm sorry, sir. I'm, with the YouTube team and I don't, you could just say you don't know. That's perfectly fine with me. I would rather you say you don't know than to just not answer my question at all. Okay. I don't know is a much better answer than just reading off of the script, and pretty annoying. So, yeah, that's about it. See y'all in the next one.